Hey, what's going on everyone? Wally here, and we are back with some more Overwatch gameplay. Today we are going to be playing Bastion here. I figured what better time to pick up Bastion and give a tutorial on him after the release of his new and very exciting cool Lego skin, at least in my opinion. That of course is an opinion here. So let's talk about Bastion and how to play him, because more often than not what a lot of players will experience is Bastion sitting down one location and either completely obliterating a team and everyone hates him, or a Bastion on your team who's playing him on offense and or defense and gets completely obliterated and continues to play him and will not switch. Now, Bastion can be played on both offense or defense. It really just comes down to a type of team comp that you do have. So do you have shields to protect you? How mobile are you? Are you getting the heals that you need? Are you prioritizing the right targets? Etc. So you notice here that I am not consistently in my turret form. I will stand up at times. I will heal myself. Now I know at this point the junkrat's up top, and had that shield not been placed, I probably would have moved. But even though I just took 4 or 5 junkrat balls to the face, sorry, that sounded really dirty. Even though I just took some junkrat attacks to the face here, I was able to still survive, and I relocate enough to where even though Mei is trying to prioritize me because I did isolate her on that first push, I just go through and I reposition. You need to play Bastion like you would any, like a sniper hero or a backline hero, because that's really what he is. He should be in a position around your team. He's not necessarily a sniper, but Bastion in a 1v1 on his own with not having the advantage of a position will not always be successful. So you want to make sure you put yourself in a position where you are near your team and you have their support, where you have the shields and you have the heals, and the enemy team cannot just pick on you. So I hear the junkrat ult, and the mistake that I made was actually getting up out of my form there. So when you're in your turret form, you actually have even more armor, and you can't necessarily... So you have armor regardless, but when you're in your form, you have some more resistance. Now, I very may have died regardless, and I had been there for a long time, and Junkrat actually came out of nowhere and was able to surprise us with that ult, so he actually did perform a very great play there. But all in all, it could have been better, but it could have been worse, you know. So here, Junkrat again got behind us. He's being sneaky, so I have to be careful here. I immediately deplete the Roadhog here because he's using his ult. I was able to get the Mei quite low, and then the team finished off. So as Bastion now, I understand that they are pushing up enough to where they could very well just hop up on the ledge above me and then obliterate me. So I am going to do just that. I want to get the upper ground here, and I want to ensure that they don't have that on me, that I can see them coming at me from any angle here. Now, as a Bastion, something you really have to be aware of. You have to be aware of not only who is on your team and how you work with them, but also who is on the enemy team and how you can play against them. So, as a Bastion, you need to realize what abilities can an enemy player use to displace you out of your turret form to make you more vulnerable. So obviously Ana's Sleep Dart, Roadhog's Pull, you've got Sigma's Rock Throw, and there are other ones that are like that. You also need to know who can't displace you. For example, a Doomfist trying to charge you as a Bastion. As a Bastion, the worst thing you can do if a Doomfist charges you is to go through and stand up. If you stay in your turret form, you will take little to no damage, and you will completely delete the Doomfist. Whereas if you get up and he knocks into a wall, he will practically kill you. He just has to shoot you once with his primary ability. I don't remember if I get the Sigma there. I do not. Another very careful thing you have to do with Bastion is his ultimate. His ultimate is quite deadly when used in the right circumstances. It allows him to go through and to not only create a bunch of chaos and damage, because you have this insane splash damage on it, but you can also use it just like you would Soldier's Helix rockets, where you're able to go through and gain some ground. I actually ended up saving our friend there. But you're able to use it to gain some ground, and you are able to kind of push into the enemy. You don't want to be too aggressive, and I think I might do just that here. I think I might get too aggressive. Yes, I certainly do. So I get the Ana, but I get that dart to the face, and the Sigma finishes me off. I was being quite overzealous there. I had been sitting there for a long time, just kind of holding my position, and really just waiting for the enemy to make an advance, and that's why I was saving the ult. And because I got overzealous, not only did I get killed, but they actually got a team wipe. And not only did they push around that first corner, but they actually made it around the second bend and got through all of the chokes. Now, at this point, we are forced to come through the choke, and they have a very, very huge advantage. And they actually end up, I believe, they get the point here. I'm fairly certain I die and they get the point. I could be wrong. Let me see here. There's the Anna there. Let's see if I get her. I do get the Anna, which is great. And then I get displaced. There we go. So yeah, they do end up picking up the point here. Which was very, very unfortunate. Even though we tried to recover, it was because we all pushed down and were over-aggressive instead of just being patient. Sometimes, if you have your ult, you should not feel obligated to use it. And in that instance, I kind of was just impatient and I decided to use it. And instead of it gaining me more kills and benefiting my team and myself, actually was caused a detriment to us, allowing the enemy team to not only push through multiple choke points without any resistance, but actually capture an entire another point. So now we're on the final point here, and we need to go through and kind of create some chaos. Now, right away, they all know where I'm at. The Sigma's trying to go through and create some AoE disruptions here. And the Anna was trying to sleep dart me. So I realized that even though up there was a good position for me, the moment that I lost the secrecy, I could not be there any longer. Now this junkrat here, he is really trying to, like, really trying to zone me here. And he's basically just focusing me, and my whole team managed to avoid his damage because the junkrat was literally just shooting at me. After killing the junkrat, I managed to take out the roadhog, and then even though the mate froze me, because she did not kill me fast enough, I managed to kill her, and then Sigma finished me off. And I picked up my ultimate again. Bastion's ultimate, honestly, outside of positioning, is probably the hardest thing to master. And I will admit at times there are definitely moments like the one you just saw where I'm overzealous with it or use it in a wrong time. It is something you have to just be in the right opportunity to use. Don't expect it to be utilized to get a team wipe. When you use his ult, you want that ult to be used to eliminate squishy targets. You want to assassinate them, but sometimes diving their backline is Bastion, especially if you don't have the support from your team, much like I did, or if there's other tanks that are present who can go through and peel for their healers or DPS. It's not always the best idea to use it. Right here is actually a really good example of how you should position as Bastion. So I'm going to back it up. I managed to get into Baptiste's aura. Thank goodness for Baptiste there, or that would have been a lot of kills. And I just utilized the shield here to pick them off as they walk around. So they switch it up to a Pharah because they think that Pharah would be a great idea against the Bastion. I don't know why, but it's what they did. And here you see me taking out the Baptiste, and then the Sigma's coming around here, again trying to displace me. Sigma actually is really great for displacing Bastion, or even absorbing Bastion, because he has that ability to where he can absorb any sort of incoming bullets, and on top of that he's got a shield, and then a displacement, so he's actually a pretty good counter, or someone who's great to play against Bastion. However, they did not, even though they had that, they just did not play successfully as a team, and we managed to hold them off after 2 points. So we are going to hop into some offensive action here. Like I said, he can be used on the offense. It is more difficult, certainly, and you have to have the team to support you. Now, what I told my team is, well, I know that they're probably going to camp the top. They always do that, and they never, ever look back here. And no matter who you play, this strategy, pushing on the backside, nearly always works. Or if you split it, some go left, some go right. So we immediately destroy their Bastion because they wanted to attempt what we did. We then take out their Reinhardt, and we have got them on their heels. So you would think that the Bastion on offense was not going to work or was not a good pick, and yet we have immediately already pushed them on the back here and eliminating their healer. Now I'm going to go through and focus down the D.Va and the Mercy. Now here's a mistake, is that I stay here, and I still don't have the support from my team. And D.Va does out-damage the heals here, and then I've got the Junkrat following me too, and I still don't have enough support, so I kind of just pushed too far, and my team is underneath. So essentially, I pushed too far and it drew some attention, and in doing that, though, I did manage to pull 3 members of their team after me, while my team pushed all the way from the choke point at the top of this hill here, up to the other side of the hill. So we did gain a lot of ground, it's just how we can capitalize on that. And I do believe on the offensive here, I believe we get stuck for a little while. They're used to my Bastion at this point. They are really, really trying to focus me down and zone me. So I managed to get the 2 kills there, which is great. However, I'm going to die here, and I still have my ultimate. So I get the 2 kills at the end of a fight, which is not what you want. You want to be set up for the fight and to lay down the damage, to take out the shields. And I kind of just type in chat, let's do this, because when you're playing, you know, regardless of what you're doing, sometimes some simple encouragement or direction is needed and helps. So I just said, hey, we can do this, and let's wait for everybody. Just a couple of simple words, just to try and get us all together. Because what happens is when you run in staggered, you consistently die, and everyone's staggered. You keep going one at a time, and you get killed, and everyone says that, but yet the same people who typically says that are the ones that are doing it. So what I do is I set up here right here in the choke, not expecting them to be behind me, and then I realize quickly that there's a Mei behind me. On top of that, I also take an ult to the face. However, our team is in there trying to put some damage down, trying to make some plays. And if you see in the chat, you can see up in the chat there that the Zarya and the Reaper really capitalized on the Zarya ult that we had. So I'm really being focused down. So what do you do when you get focused as Bastion, outside of hiding behind a shield or just switching off of him? Obviously, there are times when, well, you need to switch off of him, because not every character is ideal in every single situation. But I decided to stick on it because I wanted to make this video. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to play him on the offense, and I feel this is a great game where I can do that. So for those of you that don't know, Bastion has the most amount of armor in his 3 forms in his tank configuration. You actually just watched me survive a Reinhardt pin, which he is able to do so, and I used my last shot immediately without hesitation to go through and eliminate him. So went through and killed the Reinhardt after he charged me, which was great. I soaked up that charge, and then we took out the D.Va out of her mech, and we're going to pop on down here and immediately focus on the Junkrat. Now, I'm not going to stand in this position after I kill the Mei. The reason being, oh yeah, the Junkrat kills me. The reason I did not want to stand there outside of the Junkrat just piling on damage was when Reinhardt sees you, especially as a Bastion or a stationary target, or you continue to broadcast your location, they see that as an opportunity to try and pin you. And what you want to do is if you get a Reinhardt to charge in and have him not secure that kill, especially on somebody as threatening as Bastion, you get him to waste that large amount of damage and that kill potential, it's great. So here, instead of blindly running in, I see this Junkrat who's just casually sitting up here, and I was like, okay, well, that's unfortunate. Let's help him out my team here. Let's take him out. And we do just that. Got the Mei on the back here, trying to kill her, but the Moira is going Kami Kami Ha here and just Dragon Ball Z'd me. So that was unfortunate. We did get the Moira ult, and the Junkrat's really focusing us. Now, the Junkrat on their team is probably doing the most work and making this the most difficult for me. And he is one of those characters who is more difficult to play against. You can play against people like Mei, who Mei can freeze you, but you can just out-damage her. You can heal. She can heal. Junkrat could spam you with damage and not be anywhere visible, which makes it difficult for Bastion to deal with him at times. So here, Junkrat and I kind of tango. I hear him use his ultimate, so I immediately take that out, knowing that he was going to try and take out my teammates. Now here, him and I kind of 1v1 here, so we're spamming. I just continue to fire in the choke because I'm expecting him to come back. He picked up the medkit here, and we ended up trading. So not ideal, however, knowing that Junkrat is what's killing my team, I will take it. I'm not happy with it because I'm also the one putting out the largest amount of DPS on my teams, and I also have the most kills, so I need to stay alive. However, because we killed the Junkrat, we do manage to push on to the final destination here. And I do have my ultimate. You'll notice on offense, I'm being a bit more reserved here. And you notice Junkrat's doing exactly what I said. He is bouncing things off the walls. He is trying to gain leverage here. And he is simply trying to focus me down. And after the Junkrat dies, he literally went to go commit suicide to kill me. Like, that's how much he wants to kill me. I got frozen by the Mei here, and I used my ultimate. Oh, that's right. She avoided the ultimate. So I was trying to kill the Mei. Like, everyone is hardcore focusing me, and that's the great thing about Bastion. If you're willing to handle the pressure, if you're not going to cave in, and as long as you're not consistently getting killed, if you are giving them lots of trouble and they can't just kill you right away, you are doing a great job, even if you don't have golden kills. Surely you should probably have golden damage because you are, in fact, a very, very strong DPS. But that's how you play Bastion, guys. If you did enjoy today's video, please leave a like, subscribe for more if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys all later.